Am I the asshole for feeling hatred towards my siblings for using body soap, parenthesis, liquid, to bathe?
Wow. Wow, what a problem to have. What?
Okay. So really quick, we reformatted this. Anytime you hear the term liquid soap in the story, that is an edit from us to make it easier to read. OP actually phrased it body soap, parenthesis, liquid, every single time.
That's so odd.
That's such a crazy detail, but all right. Long story short, I, a 20-year-old woman, am not on speaking terms with both my brother, who's 23, and my sister, 38, due to a major conflict that occurred a month prior. We all live together in our parents' house, and I am still the only student in the house, which means they are all working adults. We always use liquid body soap, but lately it has finished and our mom is yet to buy one from the mall. However, due to work, she couldn't immediately get one. Instead, she told us to use bar soap temporarily that is in storage. We do not like to use the bar soap as it is not as good as the liquid body soap for bathing. Recently, I noticed the smell that comes after my brother and sister take baths is very similar to the liquid body soap that we usually use, yet there isn't any kind of liquid bath soap in the bathroom. I can tell this for sure as I have a very strong sense of smell. So I am not a pervert, and I can certainly tell for sure that they have been secretly keeping a liquid bath soap and using it for themselves selfishly. This is because my bro used to go crazy whenever the liquid body soap finishes and would lash out at us all, but recently he'd been very quiet and satisfied. I have texted my mom about this as she was busy with work, and I have asked her verbally when she would buy liquid bath soap for the household. And I noticed the remorse when she told me that she had no time to buy it, but she'd buy it when she goes shopping. I am fine with that. My problem is with my siblings for using a separate soap selfishly. I also have another brother who's 24 who also used the bar soap and doesn't know about them using a separate liquid soap. So I find their actions to be selfish and petty. They also talk to the others like my brother and mom, except me, friendly. So I find this behavior as not only being selfish, but also a betrayal towards other family members.
What a betrayal.
So I am harboring more hatred towards them and their carefree attitude. They could have also gone to buy the soap from the mall as they are already earning money, or even could have asked my mom for money if they needed it. But no, they decided to buy and keep it for themselves to use selfishly. Am I the asshole for overthinking this? I feel it is so unfair, yet I also feel that I am making a small thing big, aka gaslighting myself into thinking it's not a big thing. I need answers.
Oh, God.
All I'm saying is I counted the macaroni in your bowl when we made mac and cheese, and you got 724. And I only have 698, and I just think that's super unfair.
You're betraying the whole family.
It's a betrayal.
At a certain point, in my head, I was reading this, the voice in my head was Dwight Schrute.
Yes! Yes!
This is a betrayal.
This is so real, though. Like, okay, so it's very interesting that this soap culture that this family has developed.
Yes.
Generational soap and bathing culture. They only bathe and they use soap, comma, liquid.
They all share the same soap.
But it's so real, like, when it's a big family in a house and there's a supply shortage, you harbor your own supply and you hide it, and there are alliances formed.
Yes!
You do have, I got some in the secret cabinet. You can use it. Like, that is for sure real. And it's so funny, like, family culture for this stuff, where it's like, this is an entire society with under one roof, and war is happening over soap, comma, liquid.
So your suggestion is that in order to fight against the cabal of the liquid soap, they need to form like a hostess sweets nation and trade like snacks from the pantry for the soap.
Yeah, trade, incentive.
She needs to talk to her 24-year-old brother, and she needs to be like, look, come check out. I got it in the trunk of the car. Opens it up, just one bottle of Head and Shoulders.
Yeah.
Just like, don't tell anyone about this.
Use this one for your shoulders.
Oh my God.
So this is for your head and your shoulders.
Yeah. This is just, really though, what I would do is I would then go and I'd take all the toilet paper in the house. You know, like if you actually want to play games, instead of just sitting down and being like, I am betrayed because you're clean and you smell like flowers.
Like a siege.
Play the game. Yes. Yes.
I also, like, I don't think bar soap is like worse than liquid soap.
No,
It's pretty convenient.
Completely
There's
fine.
some that like feel different. You feel like a weird squeakiness after, but there's other really good bar
I feel like this
soap.
would be a
Yeah.
revelation to her though, because I don't think she knows that she is. I don't know if she knows what it does. I think if someone was like, she'd be like,
Wait.
She's
You
like-
get the bar wet first?
I thought I don't understand. I never understood. I only know how to use liquids.
She's in an empty bathtub, no water, and she's like,
Yeah, really. What?
this is the beginning of a society like Lord of the Flies situation.
I almost wonder if this one's fake, but because this
No,
one's
this is
insane.
real.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
stupid
there's some
enough to be-
comments.
Yeah.
You're the asshole. Why is a group of grown adults waiting for their mother to buy soap for them? Rather than whine about your siblings, maybe have some secret soap stash? Go buy soap. Someone else
Yeah.
said, a major conflict? Good freaking grief. Tell me you've had a sheltered life without telling me you've had a sheltered life. I'm not going to say much here because I'm sure this board is going to eviscerate you, but yeah, you're the asshole. So this is why I think it's fake, or there's like a lot more to this story. She's
Yeah.
20, her brother's 23, and her sister's 38. This is like a very interesting story.
Yeah, I will say
Yeah.
it is a lot more common for people in their 30s to be living at home.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of cultures, and I also just think it's common today, like a lot of people live with their parents and live in their parents' house till in their 30s and even 40s and stuff. And that is, I don't question that for a second. I might just be from my life and who I am, I might be oblivious to just a lot of things here. Like maybe
yeah.
people in the comments will be like, actually, what's probably going on here is this and this and this, and that explains
Because like
a lot.
what I see is like definitely like interesting mom fairy energy where it's like expected that mom has to get the soap. Like that kind of makes me laugh because it's like, yeah, they are all adults. Like regardless of where they're living, they can buy soap.
Yeah, you know where soap comes from.
But like it is possible, like with the whole mall thing and stuff, it sounds like it could be a very small town where like shopping centers aren't close by, gas stations might not have like an endless
possible.
supply of convenience items. So the mall is where all these people who live in this town
Yeah.
probably have to go for their necessities.
Possible.
But yeah, it is very strange that this 20-year-old, they're the only person in school, so maybe they don't have a job and can't buy soap, but you could form an alliance.
Yeah, there needs to be an alliance, yeah. And
Yeah.
also, your siblings, like, I get it, like, my siblings and I never fought much, but like, you could physically assault your siblings and take the soap. Like, I'm just saying, like, guys, it's not out of the ordinary for siblings, like, get some duct tape.
Just go in their room, dig around, find the soap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get one of their books and like threaten to rip it. You know, like come do some sibling shit.
Do some sibling shit.
Yeah. Like come on, we all know how to like
We all know how
get
to do
something out of
this.
someone when it's
Yeah.
your sibling.
Like my siblings could have easily gone into my room under my bed and found my secret Pringles stash.
Yeah.
But then I would have ruined their lives in return.
Anyways, moving on.
That's my favorite story so far.
Maybe we'll get an update on that one.
I really
more
hope we get
clarity,
an update
more
on
clarity
that
from the
one.
comments because
my goodness.
I am confused by that story.
I need
be
an
a
update.
100-year soap war.
Everyone go on Reddit, find this post and say, please, we need an update. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Where is the update on the soap,
Give
liquid?
me. I want people in the comments to give me clarity on what they think the situation is because I am admitting I'm confused by it.
They made me want this brand of soap. Like this must be the best soap in the world. Like
Yeah.
nothing
Maybe
feels
that's the
like
golden
it.
soap.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for not letting my apartment mate, 21 female, back inside after she got spat upon by a camel?
I'm gonna need to take a drink for that one.
Yeah, okay.
Dying to know where this is.
Yeah, that's a fascinating type.
Brooklyn.
So this takes place in Ohio.
Would be Ohio.
This just happened and it's been super stressful. Wondering if I made the right decision. I share an apartment with another woman and we've been decent enough acquaintances. I'm the primary tenant, but she's subleasing and the landlord is okay with that. Apparently she walked out to this fair that had all sorts of attractions and animals. It was walking distance about a mile away from our unit. I remember it being advertised but didn't go. Well, to put it plainly, she got spat on by a camel. She texted me shortly after it happened to warn me that she was coming home. I thought, okay, what's the big deal? Come home. I saw her coming up the steps, looking miserable, through the window and went out to the porch to greet her, and instantly I was hit with the most unbelievable, vile smell I've ever smelled from a good 20 feet away. I really couldn't take it. I got only a whiff and I could feel my stomach churning. I went back inside and closed the door. She came up and tried to get inside with her key, but I was practically begging her, no, whatever happened, you can't come in like that. She was yelling, what? I live here. And then was practically crying that she had nowhere else to go. I said, I'm sorry, but there's no way. I can't let that smell in here. I could smell her through the door. I was gagging. I suggested that she find a hose or shower somewhere, or jump in a creek or something.
Jump in a creek.
Anything but coming in like that, but she was saying no store would let her in. But I held firm. I held the door closed until she walked away. She came back an hour later soaking wet. Maybe she had jumped in a creek. And opened the door. I couldn't just sit there holding it shut all day. And the smell was maybe barely better, but still horrific. She jumped straight into the shower, but I can still faintly smell it throughout our whole living room, and it's making me feel absolutely sick. Now we're both furious at each other. I'm mad that she came back in before the smell was gone, and now the whole place smells unbearable. She's furious that I dared to hold the door shut and keep her out, and is saying that she'll be talking to the landlord or a lawyer because that can't be legal, but I don't know what else I could have done. This is dreadful. Am I the asshole?
This
Wow.
is dreadful.
There's a lot there.
Holy.
So we have a little, we did a little research on this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
A camel will bring some of its stomach contents into its mouth, mix them with saliva, this is called cud, and spit it if they are feeling threatened or have been provoked by another animal or a human.
So it's like vomit.
So it's like a horrible vomit.
I've heard that. I've
Acid.
heard they spit.
I had no idea it smelled.
But it's not just saliva. It's
Yeah.
like an acid, gross. So I guess it's more like a skunk type of defense.
Yeah.
The verdict is asshole, and I completely agree.
Yeah.
Completely.
Go
agree.
find a creek.
Go find a creek!
There's no creeks for miles, but just go. It's
That's so sad.
or find a store or hose.
She was saying no stores will let me in.
Also,
They're
what
all
is
like,
a
"Get
store?
out!"
What is a store gonna do? Oh yes, come
A
to our
CVS
shower.
holding the electric doors
Yeah,
shut like,
yeah.
no!
This almost sounded like a zombie store.
Yeah.
Like keeping the front.
No!
It's like you can't keep
a
it
public
shut.
pool, and they're like, get out, get out!
I think that's huge asshole behavior. She's
Yeah,
literally
man.
holding the door shut
Yeah.
while she's trying to get the key open
You
That's
can't hold
insane.
someone away from coming into their home.
to shower. Like
Yeah, it's
you could
like,
step out. She could have stepped outside.
I
for
would
a
have been like,
bit.
I need to leave.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave. Can you please, like, after you're done showering and stuff, like, Febreze the shit out of our
Yeah, it's not
place?
like she's
Yeah.
gonna roll around the ground.
Yeah, she just wants to get back and shower. She hates the smell too.
Yeah.
Some comments. You're the asshole, and it's likely illegal. If she's paying rent to live there, you can't just randomly lock her out because you don't like how she smells. When people are dirty and gross, the place they clean themselves up is their bathroom,
Yeah.
which you locked her from,
Yeah.
blocked her from. The right thing to do would have been to leave while she gets cleaned up and come back with air fresheners. Someone else said, you're the asshole and absolutely vile. That's her home. That's where she's meant to clean off. Where else was she meant to do that? That's absolutely disgusting of you to do. Sure, it smelt, but she was probably embarrassed and in a terrible mood. Imagine having to walk home like that too, and just thinking of a nice shower and curling up in bed to just have someone hold the little door closed on the apartment you pay to live in. Last person said, you could have locked yourself in your room after opening up all the windows, sprayed the place down with Febreze after, or just been a decent human being. I hope there's some repercussions for what you did because you sound absolutely vile and inconsiderate.
Yeah, it's just like inhumane. Like it just doesn't. She's not treating her like a human being. She's treating her like a dog.
Yeah.
Worse
And
than a dog.
I can't. What really hits.
That's true, because I would bring whenever my dog got sprayed by a skunk, I would bring her into the house. I wouldn't go find a creek.
Find a creek.
Get shoo.
What does a camel's breath smell like? It smells like a wet, slimy compost pile on a warm, nasty day. Oh.
Okay.
Good. I mean, look, I've been to a petting zoo. Animals smell pretty bad, but it sounds like they can make you smell like a camel.
Even worse.
But what hits is like, yeah, that whenever you're like f***ed up, like, you know what I mean? When you're f***ed up and you're like, oh my God, I'm about to get home and I'm about to shower and I'm about to like be done with this.
Yeah.
and then you get home and you're locked out. But I feel like I've experienced similar things where you're like, oh, like either your clothes are messy or you just feel exhausted, and then you run into another obstacle.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I thought I was gonna be home free soon. Like,
And it'd be one thing if the door was just locked. But literally, she's holding the door.
Oh, you're like,
shut.
"Ah!"
Asshole.
Asshole. A girlfriend of 2 years with an escort, and the only thing that saved me was a trip to Panera Bread afterwards. I'll never ever do it again.
La Panquatia.
Wait, this is mine.
We had two very different reactions to that title. What was going on there?
No, sorry, I just got excited, and then I said an inside joke. Maybe that wasn't appropriate.
No, it's okay.
Can you say it again? I got excited because I was like, oh my God, they're getting juicier. And this happens to me all the time. I read stories. After the first one, I get, oh man, here we go.
This
She
one is
settles in.
This one is insane. I cheated on my girlfriend of 2 years with an escort, and the only thing that saved me was a trip to Panera Bread afterwards. I'll never ever do it again. So this comes from True Off My Chest, where people can anonymously post confessions. So he's posting a confession here. So me and my girlfriend have been dating for 2 years now. I really love her, but I've had a sex addiction side to me that's taken over my life. Guess I don't really love her if I'm cheating on her, right? Well, after months of research, I wanted to meet this escort who I've been seeing online in ads. So I told my girlfriend goodnight and instead Ubered to the hotel where the escort is staying at. She was beautiful, but the whole time I was imagining my girlfriend. It wasn't the best experience. After we finished, I left, contemplated telling her, but didn't. So after I left, I Ubered to Panera Bread to get something to eat. My girlfriend knows I like going out to restaurants by myself. I actually prefer eating alone as I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I finish and Uber home. 2 days later, she hits me with the, so did you go anywhere of note 2 days ago? I say no. She then pulls up Uber receipts from my email showing I Ubered to a hotel. I logged into my email on her computer a couple months back. I was shocked. I was caught, I felt ashamed, and I was shook. I didn't know what to do, so I did the worst thing possible. I lied. I said Uber took me to the wrong location, since I'd only been there 20 minutes before Ubering to Panera. She found that plausible, I guess. I gaslit her saying that she doesn't trust me and that she doesn't love me. That Ubering there was an honest mistake. She knows it wasn't an affair because she's been with me the entire month. It was just a quick 20-minute escort visit. She couldn't ever imagine me using a sex worker. So we argue, but ultimately we agree that I went to Panera Bread and came home. It's been 2 months since then. I got an STD test and it came out clean. I want to love my girlfriend the way she deserves, although I know deep down I don't deserve it. But again, who said this world is just and fair? We're both extremely happy and in love. I don't feel much regret anymore. I hope we live happily ever after.
Okay, 20 minutes?
Okay, that doesn't allow for going up the hotel, going up the elevator, saying hi.
Yeah.
Getting going.
Foreplay.
I
Taking off
mean-
your boots. My God, if you had boots on, that's 10 minutes. What the hell is that?
That also means like, yeah, dropping off all the way up, calling an Uber to leave from there.
The boy saw this escort, did the thing immediately.
And then left and went to Panera? What do you get? Broccoli cheddar?
Oh, we haven't even gotten to that. We can't even get into this yet. I haven't even addressed the restaurant choice yet. Amanda? I'm still on how fast he pee-pee-pee himself. Ew. Okay? Because that's what people do when they come, right? They pee-pee. And then...
No, pee-pee and are not the same thing.
And then we'll get to how late this Panera's opened and how...
Wow, I didn't think about that aspect.
What if he met the escort at 6 p.m.? Also, if my boyfriend was like,
Well,
I
she
had
went to bed.
take-
It's after the girlfriend went to bed, I think, or said goodnight to her.
So either she's lame and goes to bed early, or this Panera's open late.
Or this guy, this sucks, and he's like, I'm gonna take an Uber to Panera to get broccoli cheddar soup and eat by myself because that's what I prefer.
Why'd you Uber to Panera? Well, I got drunk.
Yeah, I got drunk.
Or he goes, babe, the broccoli and cheddar makes me so nauseous. You know I don't need to be behind the wheel after.
My God.
So
Nightmare.
this is the thing. This guy is awful. I can't believe he even wrote like I don't feel much regret anymore. Like
Because in denial.
Yeah.
he's gonna like that. And, well, it makes you a worse person, I think, when you have to do that to yourself and you have to like shove it away. You then, I think, you lose a part of your soul because you like start to lose empathy.
Or it's also what they say, like when you lie to yourself so much, especially with how short that was. He's probably just only thinking about Panera and replacing it, especially with just Uber ride, just being like, I only Ubered there.
Yeah.
Well, and over time, our memories alter.
Yeah.
Like memories
Literally.
don't stay intact, so
You
we
could
can
just-
kind of alter our memories. So some funny wording here. After he says, so he's like, it wasn't. He talks about being with the escort, and he goes, after we finished, I left, and then after Panera Bread, he goes, I finish and Uber home.
This guy sucks, man.
I
He
like how he-
pee-pees and
You know what's
pee-pees.
funny? He talks about he gets a lot of enjoyment out of eating alone. I think he had more enjoyment from Panera Bread than with this.
Oh,
It sounds
It
like
sounds
he
like
did.
it.
20 minutes, he was probably at Panera for 2 fucking hours.
Dude,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be so funny if the escort went to Panera Bread too and they both were just like,
I was like, shit. He was like, the broccoli cheddar makes me shit. He's like, well, yeah, me too.
my personal take on this is just like the reason I've never cheated on someone, and the reason I can't is because I wouldn't be able to, like, I can't keep secrets like that.
No.
I would have to
Crumble.
The only way I could like get away with not telling them is if I just broke up with them immediately. I'd be like,
Yeah.
we're done. I'm done. We're breaking up. I gotta go, and I'd have to
You
leave.
walk into a wall. it's
But I
like,
would still feel horrible. I would have to tell them.
That's why I think this guy is literally using Panera.
Banana bread.
Whoa, where'd you go?
That was so embarrassing.
Yeah, really embarrassing.
I think he's using Panera Bread literally as like your brain's like trying to like heal itself and like not go into trauma mode and like use it as like that's the only reason why I went.
Yeah. So we have a bunch of comments here. Your girlfriend is only happy as you say because she doesn't know how disgusting you are. You lied and gaslighted her and you're making light of it in the comments. Consider the pain she will feel when she finds out, and she will because you will become more sloppy and careless. Consider the irreparable damage you're inflicting on her self-esteem by lying and gaslighting her, and leave her alone. He responds, exactly my point. It's been done. I can live with the guilt and hurt I've caused. Why does she need to be in the crossfire? I've changed and am trying to be the best I can to her. Sometimes it's not as simple as black and white morals. She won't be able to live with herself if she knew. I don't want her to feel that pain. What a fucking asshole.
I know,
Oh
that's
my
an
God,
asshole.
crossfires.
Yeah, this guy sucks.
Someone else commented, she needs to leave you before you do it again. OP said, good thing she won't and she'll never find out. I have her right where I want her. Smiley winky face. I'm happy, she's happy, and I don't plan to do it ever again. So the commenter said, I'm sorry, but I have her right where I want her gave me literal chills. Do you understand just how disgusting you sound? He said, I admit that was a terrible choice of words. I do feel remorse, but think that this way is more optimal happiness situation for both of us. I can't lose her, even if it was my fault. Another commenter said, what a piece of shit. This is so specific that here's hoping someone sees the post and shows the girlfriend. Another commenter replied, assuming it's real, it looks like someone did. Update.
Scroll down, scroll down.
Let's go.
Oh my god. In my fan fiction version of this, I printed out I printed out at all the Paneras because hopefully they go to Panera together.
Do you
know what
want
I mean?
some of this blanket? I can't tell.
Here we go.
Okay.
I am the girlfriend. I left him. Don't know what to do next. Parenthesis, it wasn't Panera Bread, by the way. He lied about Panera Bread.
What? I had made so many broccoli cheddar jokes. What the hell?
If he lied about Panera Bread, I don't
could
know
he be
what to
lying
believe.
about?
Oh
God,
my
is it
God.
like Applebee's?
How did she find this?
Okay.
Wait, keep going.
Where do I even begin? It's been a whirlwind of the last 6 hours for me. Thanks to Reddit for doing your thing. I was tipped off by a girlfriend who saw the thing come up on her recommended feed. I searched his phone and came across all kinds of messages with girls and escorts he didn't even bother deleting. Coming across these things in the boyfriend, who I thought was the most sweet guy on planet Earth, felt like a gut punch. We were together for 4 years, actually. I can't believe he did this to me. He looked at me and tried gaslighting me again about how that was all a work of fiction and that none of it was true. It was just to provoke a reaction on Reddit. But after seeing the messages, I couldn't believe him anymore. I gathered some things, left our apartment, and am staying with my parents right now. Lesson learned, y'all. Don't trust Texas boys, where I'm from. Besides that, I feel like I'm a candidate for Broken Heart of the Year because I've never felt so distraught and betrayed in my life. The pain I'm feeling can't even begin to be described by words. Maybe I'll feel more and explain later, but for now, I'm just sticking to the grieving process. He was the love of my life. He even met my mom and dad and my 2 younger brothers. I thought I was going to be able to marry him and make him the happiest guy on earth, but it turns out he had other plans. He ate at a Potbelly, not a Panera, by the way. Weird way to try and disguise it. Thanks again to Reddit. You guys saved me. I'm grappling with what to do next. I don't know where to go with in my life without him.
I thought Potbelly was only in the airport.
I have never...
What the hell?
Confession, I've never heard of Potbelly.
It's only in the airport, and it sucks.
I don't think they make restaurant only for airports, Amanda.
You know what?
I think you're the weird one here.
I think you're insane and you're
this is-
gaslighting me right now.
This is look, this is the thing that I have noticed is like, I think like, if you're in a relationship with someone or if someone's talking to you and they're like, oh yeah, like I cheated, but I'm not going to do it again. It's like, you're probably going to do it again. Like they, especially if you're not telling them and you're not communicating and you don't feel remorse. Like he was lying to everyone. This guy's just a liar.
Did I hear that he had multiple escorts?
Multiple. Oh no, he had tons of messages with girls. He was lying to Reddit. He clearly was, as you were saying, he was lying to himself. He loves like telling this fiction to himself of like, I did it once and it's fine, but he's actively doing this all the time.
Why did he lie about Potbelly?
That is the
He was trying to
biggest-
cover his tracks so that
biggest
nobody would find the Reddit
mystery.
story, but he wasn't doing a good enough job. He's an
Have
idiot.
you guys ever on Reddit stories had someone pop up and go, I am the other woman in the thing?
Have you?
We've had
Like when someone shows up in the comments as a party of the story?
this type of thing does happen on Reddit a lot.
I know, I've just never seen this in,
People
like-
find Reddit stories. Like if you're gonna post on Reddit being like, oh, I cheated on my girlfriend or I lied to my girlfriend, it's like there's a good chance she's gonna find it. Not because they'll often be like, my girlfriend's not on Reddit, or like throwaway accounts my girlfriend doesn't find it. It's like, but you might have friends who have Reddit and like
Yeah.
they're gonna see it.
Or they might be watching a Smosh video.
It makes me also think that her friends fucking knew that this guy,
Yeah.
and they saw this and like, that's Steve. That's Steve.
They went
for
some
sure.
piece of trash that Ubers to a Panera. I know who that
Potbelly.
is. Potbelly.
Oh,
No disrespect, but
important information here. Potbelly is a sub sandwich chain originated in Chicago in the 70s. They do milkshakes.
only?
No, they do the sub sandwich chain,
So he just
they also have milkshakes.
So he wanted a sandwich and a milkshake after boinking it?
Probably because his boink
the
was
worst
only little, because it was 5 minutes. And he probably was like, I need something else.
Okay.
Something else.
All right. Look, that one seems done. I'm happy she found out. I feel bad for her, but like, dude, she dodged a massive bullet.
But what?
This asshole was like, we're gonna spend the rest of our lives together. No,
I got her right where I want her.
She got out of it. Thank
That is
God.
some big betrayal legacy.
No.
No.
All right. Next stone. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
Am I the? Yeah, for sure. Am I the asshole for not participating in my friend's scheme to convince a restaurant to buy his ketchup? All right, I think there's layers here. My friend Zoltar,
No.
fake name.
Okay. That's the fake name they choose?
That's the fake name they went with, is Zoltar. My friend Zoltar, he grants wishes. My friend Zoltar, fake name, has been obsessed with ketchup ever since I met him. He is always trying out different recipes to make his own ketchup and getting me and all our friends to try them. Recently, he made his best ketchup yet. I tried it. It wasn't bad. It was ketchup. Now he has decided he is finally going to break into the ketchup game.
Oh.
Okay.
Take down Heinz.
He's
Finally,
going to take down
someone's
Heinz.
going to do it.
Talk about a monopoly. It's
Listen,
like-
Hunt's tried, but they
it's
couldn't do it.
He is convinced he is going to launch his own ketchup company and grow it to be one of the top providers of ketchup in the U.S. He literally has a photo of Heinz ketchup on a dartboard. He throws darts at it and mutters things like, "I'm coming for you." Anyways, he has a scheme he wants me and others to participate in. Essentially, it involves all of us going to a restaurant, sitting at different tables, and enacting lines from a scene he wrote. It will culminate in all of us trying and loving his ketchup and convincing the manager to buy it. He wants us all to memorize lines. The gist of it is one guy is supposed to call over a waitress and say he likes the French fries, but hates the ketchup. I am supposed to lean over from another table and say, sorry to butt in, haha, but I have to agree. I'm tired of this old-fashioned, factory-produced ketchup. Where's the real tomato flavor? After a few other people do this, Zoltar is going to say, you guys won't believe this, but I'm a ketchup chef, and I have a few samples. Would you want to give it a shot? At this point, everyone is supposed to try the ketchup and act astounded by it, and basically all exclaim it is the best ketchup they ever had. I'm supposed to stand up on my table and make a trumpet sound effect, and then yell to the entire restaurant, we have the best ketchup ever made over here. Everyone come on over. One of the other people is supposed to get the manager of the place over, and we are all supposed to try to convince him or her to buy an order of my friend's ketchup. Zoltar is going to act surprised and embarrassed and try to tell us to stop putting this poor guy, the manager, on the spot. He then assumes he will make a huge sale. Then he wants to do this same operation at other places in town. I told him there's no way I am doing this. I hate public speaking / acting and having attention focused on me. Also, the idea is just so dumb and crazy to me. I told him that straight up. He acted offended and said I am ruining his dreams. I am astounded by this, but some of my friends agree and think he is showing hustle and that we should all help him launch his ketchup business. Aside from his ketchup obsession, Zoltar is one of my best friends, but it seems our friendship is being ruined. A lot of people are telling me I am a jerk for going against his dream and not helping out.
I love this screenplay.
Yeah, it's very fun. I love the trumpet sound effect.
This can't be real.
I mean, it's possible it's not real, but I don't know.
Think about the genius here, okay? When
Yeah,
you,
I'm ready.
Right, when you're starting your first business, what are you told? You're told to make a lemonade stand, right?
Yes.
Lemons, lemonade stand. Well, that market's already cornered. How many kids are there, right? How many blocks can you sell lemons?
Yeah.
Right? At some
Yeah.
point, the tomatoes are going to start going bad. No one's buying them. You're going to get them on discount, right?
Yeah.
And then you make your own ketchup.
Yeah.
And then you stand next to the lemonade stand and you sell ketchup.
You
It's a
were
great
really,
idea.
You had me for a long time.
I'm trying to understand the reasoning here. That's like someone saying that they're going to take on Smuckers, and their plan is to go to the local Kroger, get 3 people to fake shop and say, man, I hate this factory-made strawberry jam.
Where's the tomato flavor? It was the stand up on the table and do the boop boop doo. Guys, we've got good. It's like no one. I'd be like,
Yeah, wait, is that Pulp Fiction? Because maybe someone else in there
yeah,
would
yeah.
enact then the
Then
Pulp
they hold-
Fiction scene.
yeah.
The manager pulls out a wallet that says bad motherfucker, and he's like, I am not buying this ketchup. Do you see this wallet? I don't even know if this is, at no point do I feel like he has described that he is going about the like legal way of starting a business.
That's true.
So I'm like, is he just bringing this straight from his kitchen to a restaurant and saying, use this ketchup? Like, I feel like there's a process. If this guy's making organic ketchup, he should try to get on Shark Tank.
You're right.
And be like, sharks, don't you hate Heinz? Don't you miss that tomato flavor?
I've got 57 reasons why my ketchup is better.
See, I just don't know if many people are upset with how Heinz ketchup tastes. I think it's pretty good.
I think people like ketchup.
This feels like a tough battle. And I think he's trying to go after Heinz too quickly. I think he should try to be like, I make organic, natural ketchup and go to the right restaurants with that, try to sell that. I got to be honest, if I'm presented with Heinz and then anything else, I hate to be a supporter of a monopoly, but like, it's just what it is.
When it comes to ketchup, I'm head empty. I'm grabbing
I
the
don't
Heinz.
care. I straight up do not care.
Grabbing that curvy bottle.
Yeah. Oh, glass bottle. Glass bottle. For
Don't know
sure.
why I did that.
That curvy, juicy, sexy bottle.
You know the plastic one that's like,
Yes.
Oh, yeah, and it makes a little fart.
All right. I can't move on without saying a hot take. Plastic bottle ketchup, I think tastes like shit. The glass bottle and the packets are good.
Yeah.
But plastic bottle for some reason I think is garbage.
It's definitely worse.
The verdict, not the asshole. obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
This is insane.
Right.
Some comments. One comment says, "You're the asshole. Put me in touch with this man ASAP, please. I see promise here."
Okay.
So that's kind of
insane.
light. That's a joke. You're
It's,
the asshole.
it's Heinz with a sniper rifle
Yeah.
typing that out.
Yeah.
Where is he?
I'd like to see that guy.
Not the asshole. Good luck to Zoltar in taking down Big Ketchup. Heinz and Hunts, you are on notice. Can your friend slap organic on it? He can charge $10 a bottle. See? Organic. No one's an asshole, but all he has to do is walk in and show them this ketchup. If they like it, they will buy it. Ketchup chefs, always scheming. Also, ketchup chef, not a real thing. Like, I feel like anyone who makes ketchup also makes other stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I only know one recipe. It's ketchup.
I only know how to mash tomatoes.
Thank
You
you
open
so
a restaurant, get a plate, and it's just ketchup.
Yeah.
He's got a one
Welcome
of those
to
red hats
Puddles.
on. Yeah.
Welcome to Blood Puddles. We've got ketchup.
Do you guys have mustard?
Ooh.
I don't, yeah. Get out of my apartment! Out!
Flew 8 hours to see my friend, and I, a 28-year-old woman, am mortified by his behavior. 33-year-old man. I'm struggling to believe this just happened. I'm mortified and extremely embarrassed. Jason and I have been friends for many years. We met at university and we were in the same friendship group. We stayed in touch after he flew home to Canada. I always had strong feelings for Jason after we spent hours a day talking. I adored this guy, thought he was intelligent, funny, endearing, and I got the feeling he felt the same way. He invited me to visit him and I agreed as I've always wanted to check out his city. Booked my flight and Airbnb and flew over. A week in, and I still haven't seen him. I asked about us meeting up, and he eventually invited me out for drinks with him and his female friend I had never met before. I head to the restaurant, and they're both finishing their dinner when I get there. We're in a booth, and they're sitting together. I'm on the opposite side. The first hour was fine, then things got weird. They began facing each other, flirting with each other, and ignoring me. Every time I tried to signal to leave, Jason would order me another drink on his tab, but wasn't speaking to me at all. Jason then began throwing coasters and ice cubes at me randomly.
What the? Wait.
Hello?
You said they're 12? How?
They're 27 and 33. I felt humiliated. We finished up and I'm heading back to my Airbnb when the girl asked me back to her apartment with them. I said yes, since Jason and I have barely spoken since I arrived. Same thing happened there. I'm ignored and then Jason starts throwing random stuff at me. I was about to leave and he asked me to come out onto the balcony with him. I did so. I told him I'd been asked on a date with someone in the city and he said nothing. He suddenly sprinted inside and left me alone on the balcony. Seriously, what is happening? I asked him when he is heading home. He said he is staying the night with her. Great. I then leave. Jason doesn't even look up from his phone to say goodbye. I walk home alone at 2 a.m. back to my Airbnb. He then messages me telling me to get home safe. I asked him if I just third wheeled, and he insisted I didn't, that she's just a friend. I asked if he wanted to meet up again. He declined, saying he's too busy. I just flew 8 hours for that. I am actually mortified. How could he treat me with such disregard and disrespect? How could he invite his buddy along to dinner with us, then spend the night throwing ice cubes at me?
What in the world?
My skin is crawling and I feel sick. What is the best way to look at this situation? Because right now, I am humiliated.
What in the world
is going on?
Are you sure she accidentally pushed 3 twice instead of once?
Yes. They're 3 years old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell?
And then he started throwing blocks at me, and then, like, what?
And he was like, do you want to look at my beanie babies?
What the hell is going
So confusing.
What the hell?
That's...
I can't even begin to respond to that.
This has got to be the most confusing story I've ever read in my entire life.
I'm reading into a lot of things, as I do. But, like, the fact that she came out there and, like, almost a week goes by and he's just dodging her is so crazy. He invited her out there.
Yeah.
And then for them to be there and then they finished their dinner before she came. Like she's completely been the afterthought, the other in this whole experience. And then him flirting with her by throwing stuff at her and like it clearly like I interpret that as like he's unsure of how to express his feelings. He doesn't know what he's feeling. The fact that the other girl, I'm gonna call the date, invited OP back to their apartment, and like this behavior kind of continued, and then she's like, I'm going on a date, and he like doesn't know how to react. Like he's acting like an 8-year-old who has a crush on someone and doesn't know how to handle it, and like I like honestly, it's important that situation happened because she should run. Like he is not emotionally intelligent enough to even like no way.
I am super confused by the behavior because it's just weird. My only guess is like, was he thinking there was going to be some sort of sexual thing?
Yeah, like did he think there was going to be a threesome?
Like some sort of, but I'm not even sure about that.
I'm like, is this guy on drugs?
I'm like,
nothing can be explained.
This is just weird behavior. Couple comments. That's a relationship / friendship ender. I'd just ghost, never talk to him again.
Yeah.
I think I'd be in that boat at
I
that
would as
point.
well.
I'm like, you basically ghosted me in person.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best way to look at this is that you have a chance to explore a city you have always wanted to visit, and you know not to waste any more time on this guy. He sounds massively immature, and that he likes the attention he got from you. Put your energies into someone else and enjoy the remaining time you have in the city, seeing as it's unlikely you'll have a reason to return. Someone said, honestly, my gut instinct is telling me he was trying for a threesome and chickened out.
Chickened out, yeah. The chickening out makes sense.
Right, because throwing ice cubes is usually the first way to show someone that you want to have sex with them.
Update.
Oh,
So we're about to, maybe we'll get an
Okay.
answer here because I need everything.
I am legitimately scared.
I don't know, man.
Let's hear how this goes.
So yeah, where do I even begin after this absolute nightmare? Unfortunately, I'm now remembering more of the night. At one point, we were in the girl's apartment. She grabbed his ass and started fondling his ass like I wasn't there while I awkwardly watched from about 5 feet away. I felt completely embarrassed and like I was third wheeling. He then proceeded to stay the night. I walked home alone across the city at 3 a.m. He texted me telling me to get home safe while I was in total disbelief. And I can't lie, I'm in pain. I adored this guy. I wouldn't have accepted his invitation to fly 8 hours to see him if I didn't. He told me to book a flight, told me to let him know when I had done so, and then later told me to book an Airbnb / hotel and to also let him know when it was done, just for him to humiliate me. We've known each other for years at university. He has never acted like this before. He contacted me after I flew home, insisting that this girl isn't a buddy, and said that I acted weird, then proceeded to block me on Messenger so I couldn't respond. I acted weird? You gotta be kidding me. My head is spinning. Is it odd that I feel a bit shell-shocked by this? What the hell was his game plan here? Why would anyone feel the need to act so cruel? Okay, so I'm just more confused now.
That's crazy. Like gaslighting too? Going
Yeah.
like, actually, you were weird. It was weird that you weren't throwing ice
No,
cubes.
this feels like this is like the actual textbook definition of gaslighting, because it's like,
Yeah.
what world did you warp me into?
And it works. She's almost like, am I crazy?
Yeah.
Truly, like,
Stunning.
I am so curious in the comments what your theories are, because I got nothing.
No.
I
way.
truly have nothing on this.
I think she should have caught the ice cubes in her mouth and played along.
It was a game.
It was a game.
It was all a little game.
Yeah.
She failed.
No, I mean, because like even if like he was expecting some sort of behavior from her that she normally has, her showing up to a meal that had already ended, she wasn't really clued in on that at all. Like that's a weird vibe to walk into. So if she were to come into that situation a little reserved, I think that makes sense. He clearly has changed a lot over the years, I think. I think something changed.
I feel like when you request someone to visit you, they're flying multiple hours, they're paying for the flight, they're paying for the stay. It's you kind of have a responsibility to
I feel
spend time with them and respect them, right?
when I have anyone come visit me, I feel so immensely responsible. For
Yes.
That it's like it's a lot.
It's for you, and it's like, whoa, I got to make sure that I show them that I appreciate them putting themselves out.
Yeah, not to glaze over the fact that he left her to walk home in a city that she wasn't familiar with at 3 a.m.
He said, get home safe.
Oh my God, you're so
But
right.
he texted her. So it's fine.
He threw her up,
No,
gave her
if
plate.
he shows, if someone tries to mug her, she can just show the text.
Yeah,
Be like, guys,
I said I was going to be safe on
that
my
was gonna be
walk
safe.
home.
And they're like, you know what? All right,
No,
keep
like-
your wallet.
yeah.
She dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
And
The
maybe
bullet
some
being
knives.
his seed.
Oh, God.
And some knives and some ice cubes.
And some ice cubes.
Let me know in the comments. Give me some answers. Mm-hmm. I've been telling people at work that I'm a Leo. I'm not.
Okay, let me guess. 22 years old.
I've been telling people at work that I'm a Leo. I'm not, in an attempt to create a long con prank to prove to them that astrology is utter bullshit. But my plan is getting out of hand, and I don't think I can follow through on my big reveal. This is awesome.
Wow.
There's a group of coworkers at my job who are way into astrology. They're always talking about signs and compatibility. It didn't work out because he's a Gemini, etc. Sometimes they talk about people at work and their personality traits based on their signs. When they ask me, I told them a fake birthday without even knowing the sign associated with it. It turns out that, based on this information, I'm a Leo. They practically fell all over themselves telling me how much sense that made. You have such a creative spirit, or you're so generous, or my favorite, you're so vital. What the fuck? We're all pretty friendly with each other, so I thought it would be kind of funny to do this and then reveal to them later that I'm not a Leo at all, to see how they reacted and covered for themselves to justify their ongoing belief in magic star influences. Well, unfortunately, one of my bosses seems to believe that me being a Leo makes me uniquely suited to work on various projects, and I've actually landed on some good opportunities because of it. After a presentation to clients, I was recently told that my Leo spirit was really carrying the team through such a difficult deadline. Now I'm genuinely worried that someone is going to figure out my real birthday. I work for a big company that has my real birthday in the system, and there's a chance that some weird auto-generated public email or post somewhere will congratulate the October birthdays or something. I am basically caught up in a lie that's based on nonsense to begin with, and I'm really confused about what to do. I will probably never tell anyone at work this information, so I figured I'd tell a bunch of strangers on the internet in the hopes that I don't get found out and have some kind of weird disciplinary action taken. Imagine my boss firing me for pretending to be a Leo. That's such a Pisces thing to do. Kidding. Edit, I am absolutely loving people saying that's such a Libra thing to do, or it's such a Libra thing to get into situations like this. I said I was born in October, but didn't specify the date. I'm not a Libra either.
Sagittarius.
Edit 2, people who are defending astrology by telling me that it's much more complicated than just your birth date, and then proceeding to explain detailed nonsense about the movement of the celestial bodies. That is not the convincing argument you think it is. Lastly, edit number 3, kidding, I'm a Libra. So all those people saying, that's so Scorpio, you're the ones who are wrong. Or is that what a Scorpio would say to throw you off the trail? Who knows? According to Google, Libras gravitate toward intellectualism, so maybe this is all an elaborate thought experiment. That's so Libra of me. Or is pretending I'm a Libra the Scorpio move? Okay.
What is happening? I'm exhausted.
I've been very open. We've talked about this. I'm very much a skeptic of astrology.
He doesn't believe.
I don't actively believe in it. I somehow am so much more exhausted by this guy than astrology, because I'm just like, dude, stop. Like, but I will say what I don't like. I don't mind people, like, you know, you're allowed to have fun with anything or believe in things, but I don't love that the boss assigned him to a project because of his birth date. That's
crazy.
F***ed up. Yeah. That's actually just like, that is a form of discrimination
What is his
or whatever.
job?
Yeah, I'm like, do you guys work at Birkenstock?
Patagonia.
What's up, dude? Yeah, Patagonia. It's like, what's up, dude? You're a Leo?
Hey, the Pisces.
You're the CEO now.
not invited to this meeting.
Sorry,
guys.
Scorpios only in this meeting.
Yeah, like what?
That's always where I draw the line with astrology, when it's like, oh, I won't be that person's friend, because I've never experienced this in real life, but I've seen it on the internet where someone's like, oh, I would never go on a date with a Libra, or I would never associate with this. I'm like, that's fucking weird.
I know some people who are like that.
I think that's where I'm like,
who are like, that's
you're
why it
fucking
didn't work.
crazy. Like, humans are way too complicated. That
Yes.
I do believe, what I've said before is, I do believe your birth date might have influences, because like if you're born in the winter in a place, like you spent your first months like inside more, or like the people around you probably acted differently based on the seasons you were born. Like, I can buy into that, but I'm not going to go around assuming anything about someone based on anything.
Right.
You know, it's like to say, oh, I don't trust people who are born in this date is as weird as assuming anything about someone's background that they can't control.
Yeah.
I do like some astrology, but not to the point of like, oh, no, or yes. But if someone tells me their sign, then I'm like, okay. I would say when I learned my sign, I was like, oh, this makes a lot of sense.
I think you've explained it to me that because a lot of people around here love it, but they like it as just kind of like it's fun.
It's
fun, and you use it as a tool for self-reflection.
For me, it's
and
for
introspection, and that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. There's a million ways that you can use things as introspection and self-reflection, and that's awesome.
Yeah, like what sign are you?
I'm a Leo, Cancer cusp. Okay, so I'm a Leo sun, Sagittarius moon, Cancer rising. The thing is, I know nothing about it. I really don't.
That stuff.
I know that stuff, but I love how fun it is for other people. Because I love when I tell people that and they get so excited, and I'm like, this is great. Like, this is such a fun thing. I don't know anything about it.
Here's
but
the thing.
We have to figure out Shane's moon and sun.
Here's the thing. You know, like Beyonce, Zendaya, and Keke Palmer, we're all Virgos, and it's just like I think. It makes sense, you know.
You are a Virgo. That does make sense. We should go. We should leave Shane.
My joke is that as a Virgo, I don't believe in astrology because I don't feel like I meet many Virgos who believe in astrology.
That makes sense. My mom. She doesn't. She's like, what are we talking about?
Are there Virgos out there who adamantly believe in astrology? Because I've not met any.
Yeah, I want to know.
And I'm not one. So.
I'm an Aquarius, and I feel like we
believe.
There we go. But we're also like, don't bullshit me.
But this guy's also, this is not an am I the asshole post, but I'm like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
You're also being a little much here.
What is he going to do? Because there's definitely going to be an automated birthday thing.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like an easy kind of cop-out is to be like, oh, like, I just, like, don't, like, love people knowing my birthday. Like, I just, like, don't, like, I said that because, like, I don't love people knowing my actual birthday.
Some people do that.
And then just
That's
being
fine.
like, I didn't think it was going to grow to this level, you know?
Comments. Your boss gives you work opportunities based on your star sign. What kind of an unprofessional workplace do you work at? Exactly my thought. Someone said, I work at HR, and if a manager came to me about disciplining someone for lying about their sign, I would turn it around to question why they are using someone's sign to determine projects or work assignments. Lastly, someone said, if they do find out, play dumb like you never gave them the wrong birthday in the first place. Then when they get real butthurt about you being either a Libra or Scorpio, just tell them that Leo is your rising sign. They'll eat that shit up.
That's true.
There you go.
We could all be lying about that.
Update, it's been about a month and things are just getting weirder, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
But I tried to do the right thing.
Oh, no.
A couple weeks ago, after I worked up the courage, I sat down with the original coworkers that I gave the wrong birthday to, without my boss, who is the real issue right now. I basically told them, hey, something really awkward is going on with our boss, and it kind of started because of a lie I told you guys a couple months ago. Of course, when you admit openly to lying, people get interested, and the people at my job are really drama hungry, so of course they immediately need to know everything. Paraphrasing here, but I told them, so remember when we were talking about our birthdays and signs? I kind of told you guys the wrong birthday because I'm really uncomfortable with my sign. I don't think it fits me at all. This was a good thing to say, apparently, because they immediately laughed so much. And when I told them my actual sign, they said, that's such a blank thing to do. I told them that I always felt like a Leo and I really liked a lot of the qualities that I had read about them, so I gave a fake birthday. So people would like me more, which they seem to really understand. Guys, I think this was written by George Costanza. So you told him you're a Leo? I told him I'm a Leo, Jerry. I got a promotion because I'm a Leo.
Yeah.
Scorpio. And then he like leaves. They were really nice about it and felt really guilty that I was basically lying to cover the lie, but I'm already in too deep. So I told them, hey, this is really awkward for me because our boss is giving me more opportunities because I'm a Leo. That is the biggest issue with this story.
Crazy.
That's the craziest shit. At this point, one of them says basically, hey, you know what? Maybe Leo is your rising sign. Again, exactly what some people in the comments predicted, and offered to do my chart for me. Feeling super guilty about lying to these nice people and I guess trying to connect with them rather than mock them, I said, okay, sure. We work remote a lot of days, but we actually made plans to meet up at the office and then stay after we finished work so they could do the reading. Is it a reading? I literally don't know. It was super dumb, but I enjoyed it. We went into a conference room and we mapped out the whole chart. I had no fucking idea what was going on, but I appreciated the attention. Towards the end of the session, or whatever you call it, and mind you, this is like 8 p.m. by now, and at my job, that means no one is in the building, especially with a lot of people still working remote. Who walks past the conference room but my boss? The one who has been fawning over my performance since thinking I was a Leo. I guess she had come in to pick up some stuff or had stayed late herself, who knows. She comes in and sees the charts and my notes I had taken about my birth time and shit, and since she's really into astrology, gets all excited and goes, oh, what's going on in here? And my coworker, who was a G, just saving my ass, explaining that I had lied about my birthday, that I wasn't a Leo, but that I always felt like one, but doing it way better than I ever could, essentially gaining so much sympathy for me and making me seem like this tortured, misunderstood person who felt like I was trapped in the wrong star sign. It was awesome and the vibes were good. So my boss and my coworker are going over my chart, and it turns out that I'm not a Leo rising, but I am a Gemini rising, and that got them talking about how that was so me because I'm really social at work and I'm a multitasker and talkative. And they basically forgot that a couple months ago I was so a Leo. When I could sense the vibe was good, I even made a joke like, hey, I know that you needed a Leo helping out on those projects, but I hope there's room for a Gemini, haha. She ate it up and was like, hey, I think a Gemini is compatible with the team we have now. You obviously have already fit right in, blah, blah, blah. So the work thing is no longer a concern, but here's where it gets kind of bad again. My boss asked to take the chart home, which I didn't really think anything of, I guess, because I certainly don't care about it or want it. And then a few days go by, and then it's the weekend, and then I log on to a Zoom meeting on Monday, and she asked me to stay on after everyone was hung up. She goes, OP, I'm sorry if this is overstepping, but I know you're recently single. My daughter is close to your age. She's just finished college, and according to your charts, you would be so compatible. So I would love it if you would ask her out sometime. She kept saying, no pressure, but if you know this woman, she obviously was pressuring me, and she's clearly too invested in her employees' personal lives. Honestly, I was so dumbfounded when she brought it up that I was basically speechless. So that was about a week ago, and since then, she's had her daughter follow and DM me on Instagram and email me and start basically flirting with me. It's all pretty casual conversation, but she's clearly prepped her with things like, you would be perfect for him. I've kind of stalled getting back to her because I honestly think this is really inappropriate, and the last thing I want is to become more involved in my boss's life, and certainly not with someone she's related to. This all feels pretty inappropriate, but I also feel worried about hurting feelings. So yeah, this is awkward, and I would argue it's perhaps worse than when we started. Help.
What
is this?
What is happening? I'm so scared right now.
Awesome. Who is this boss?
Can I take that chart home? She was just there, glasses on, stars, just like mapping the charts.
Oh my.
Her poor fucking daughter.
Is there
I want to know what her daughter's sign is. Yeah, is
Apparently she's
there
perfect for it. What if he meets the daughter and they're perfect together?
Well, that's so Gemini of him.
So this is so awesome.
The boss is like,
this is hilarious.
You're right. It's literally like it's like a Seinfeld like B story.
This is like a modern day episode of Seinfeld.
Yes.
Oh my
God. So where do they work? Birkenstocks is a good call.
Yeah, like Patagonia,
or like
Birkenstock,
a yoga like company.
Boxed water.
Boxed water.
They gotta work somewhere like that.
Oh, this is so fucked up. This is a horror movie.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
That's why you don't lie, because you don't know what bullshit you're gonna get into.
Not about your astrology sign. Oh my God.
No, this is so funny. Someone should write a script. This is such an
It's
awesome
really good.
bit.
I
like,
know.
This is so good.
Oh my God.
Someone who lies about their star sign and then just it keeps getting further.
Gets into a
gets
long
worse
marriage
and
with a
worse and
fucking
worse.
Pisces and is like, oh no.
God damn.
That's so straight to streaming rom-com.
All the signs have good qualities. I just like, what? I want to know what her sign is, the daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
guess I never will.
Nope.
No update?
No update.
They're not together?
No update. Nothing.
So
Do we think that he decided to go on a date with a daughter?
Surely not.
I
We're getting nods.
I honestly think this guy is going to dig himself so deep into a hole.
I
he's
think
on
this
a
guy.
date.
I think he's gonna end up on a date.
This is so. How do you go on the date though? Because then you're locked. Because what if you don't?
The boss is
break
just there,
up with her?
2 tables down, like,
If you break up with her, what happens? Like this is insane.
stars align.
R true off my chest. I don't think my boss knows that I know there's a camera in my office. Oh my God.
Oh God.
Holy shit.
Um.
Wow.
Wait, was this posted from Smosh? Was this posted from a Smosh employee?
Luckily,
Did they?
we don't have.
Did they find out? Did they
I
find
will
out?
say, I do want a fun little. Oh, this happened, recently.
Oh yeah.
I over the course of a month, I slowly hid fake bananas in Ian's office.
Yeah.
I would tape them underneath things. I would hide them, stash them in his couch. There was close to about 30 bananas in his office, and they were in there for days, and he had no idea.
That's actually why I wanted to buy Smosh again, is because I wanted to own those bananas.
Yeah, specifically
Yeah.
just the bananas.
Yeah.
Well, they're back in my office again.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we own 30
Fake
very,
bananas.
very. Okay, they're fake.
They're like styrofoam.
Yeah.
The ones that are like in
Yeah. They'll last forever.
they'll be good forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, forever.
And they're an investment.
Yeah.
I don't know where to start because I'm not even sure if this is weird or not. It's weird.
It's already weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I started at this new job not long ago, and since the first day, I've known there was a camera in my office. I don't think it's necessarily weird to have cameras in an office setting. There's cameras in all sorts of places for all kinds of reasons, but the camera in my office isn't any sort of built-in fixture. And my individual office room is the only office with a camera in it. On my first day of the job, I realized my boss was too aware of my actions.
Oh.
He said something to me that threw me off, and I knew he wouldn't have brought it up unless he had been watching me do something. It was just too coincidental. But it was casual at the same time, so it wasn't a direct allusion to the camera he has. But immediately after the incident, I scanned around the room, and I found a camera nestled into a cubby with a small wire that led into his adjacent office.
Bro.
My other boss has also indirectly responded to my actions in the group chat. The few times I had spent an excessive amount of time on my phone were times that the, hey guys, let me know if you guys need anything to work on. I know things are slow, messages would trickle in. Anything that seemed to hint at me being watched was also said or done ambiguously enough that they weren't revealing anything about being able to see me, as if I'm not supposed to know I'm being watched. And that's what is unsettling to me. The camera is pointed directly at me. Not the door, not the front of my desk, not anywhere else that would make sense for security. I've looked at everyone else's office and didn't see a single camera. The camera is pointed specifically at me, and I don't even deal with money or anything that could be stolen. I don't know if I should bring this up. I'm not entirely mad, and I guess I understand the reasoning, like making sure I'm on task or some shit. It just bothers me a little that I can be watched whenever, and they never even disclose that. I feel like someone being constantly monitored has the right to know that they are, especially since I'm the only one being watched like this. I at least used it to my advantage because I at least know not to be on my phone, LOL. So in the comments, we can glean that she states that she is a 22-year-old woman.
Yep.
If we feel that's important.
Yeah, I was a little curious about if it was a woman.
Yeah.
I have a favorite part about all this.
Yeah.
Just how much time
Yep.
are these people spending watching her
Yep.
do nothing and complaining about her doing nothing?
That's management, baby. That's what being a manager is all about. You just watch other people work.
Or not work.
I am kind of surprised at her reaction.
Yeah,
like how chill she is?
I'm actually like
Being
I'm actually kind
extremely
of
chill.
disappointed.
I would just be like, turn the camera away.
Yeah, first.
I would turn the camera away and then see if it gets moved back.
Yeah.
See if anyone says anything.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, you didn't disclose that. That is illegal.
Yeah.
If I moved it and I saw it get moved back, I would then go to HR.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
immediately.
hey, there's a camera in my office.
Yeah.
I moved it away. It keeps me getting moved back. That's illegal. It is illegal.
I wonder if it's like a trial that they run on like new employees. Like,
should still be disclosed.
But it's disclosed.
I
disclose
agree.
it.
Either way, it's gross. Like, and I think a lot of companies nowadays are obsessed with productivity and efficiency, and especially in the time of like remote work, I've heard of like companies like installing software on computers that will like track the person's productivity, which is crazy because like I think humans have always been as productive as ever, but now we have technology to hold people to account. So it's like even like back in the day, you know, like maybe in the 50s when corporate office jobs were just starting, I'm sure people weren't working, you know, nonstop from sitting down in their chair to leaving home.
Right.
Yeah.
And now there's this expectation of like that's what it needs to be, and you have to
Yeah.
always be working. And now we have technology to hold you to that account. It's like it's scary.
It's weird. I also think creating a environment of distrust is not going to create trust.
Yeah.
amongst your
Exactly.
employees and
I think the best way for people to feel motivated to work is when they feel trusted, when they feel respected, when they feel like they can work at a pace that works for them as long as they get the work done, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But to say you need to always be working 100% of the time and I'm going to watch you to make sure.
it's weird. And I also feel like how you monitor production is just like, hey, did you do your job? You did it.
Yeah.
I don't care when you did it, how you did it, like you did it. Like we can see what needs to be done.
And if your job is to be the one to like make sure that somebody else is pulling the lever, then that's a bullshit job.
Yeah, you're the one without the job if you're sitting there
Yeah.
just watching
Yeah,
someone
they're
else.
justifying their job by saying I'm monitoring the people.
And this is us having the best assumption of why they have
We are
it.
being very charitable here.
We're being
yeah.
extremely
Oh yeah, we
charitable
haven't.
here.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even like brushed the the fact that she's like a 22-year-old woman.
And it could
It's
be
like-
just a completely creepy,
Yeah.
awful reason. The tough thing legally also is that we're in California. The laws are a certain way here. The laws are different per state, different per country. So I know audio, you can't, it's two-party consent. So they can't record the audio. This is similar laws to us here in California. But video, I guess, it might be legal. I don't know, but if that needs to be disclosed or not is the question.
Still provides so much, or it still brings so much distrust.
Oh my God, it's still stupid as hell.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's just so disappointing, like hearing how okay with it this person is, and I think that kind of gives you an idea of like where we are.
Yeah.
Like people are like, no, it's fine.
I know. I feel like if people just drew a hard line about that, I'm just like, no, never gonna work in a situation like that.
Yeah.
But I also know people, like they get a job, they're like, I need this job.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
So I have some comments here. Anytime you are finished with a task and waiting for another one, spend excessive amounts of time staring into the camera. Someone else said, yes, and don't blink at all. Just stare vacantly, directly into the camera. Someone else said, is this your office? Place a nice plant / object in the way of the camera to decorate. If the decoration is moved, ask why. Someone else said, put a hardcover copy of 1984.
No, you know what would be epic is if you took a picture of yourself from that vantage point, printed it out, and then put it in front of the.
Oh, that's a super smart move.
Or get a looping video
Yeah.
of you just working.
I
Always productive.
thought you were going to say to put a copy of Goatsy in front of it. Oh, and then
yeah.
put Goatsy in front of it, and then wait, and all of a sudden you hear from the next office, you just hear, oh my God!
And they can't complain, or else they have to admit it, right?
He walks over, vomit on his shirt. He's like,
He's like, you seem pretty busy spreading your asshole. Sorry.
all right, so there's an update here. Oh God, I wonder what's going to happen. I wasn't expecting so many responses. I genuinely appreciate how concerned everyone is about whether or not I'm okay. It makes me feel good knowing a lot of people care about a stranger's well-being. I've seen a lot of comments asking for an update, so this is really the most I have of one. Nothing has changed yet. I haven't brought it up to them because part of me is wondering if they'll eventually remove it. I was curious to see if they would ever bring it up themselves or if I could find a way to hint at the fact that I know. I sort of want them to stay unaware that I know so I can see how they act in response to my actions, to potentially call it out in the future. The top comment is pretty funny about staring into the camera. There were a few times where something ridiculous would happen with something and I'd stare into the camera for a moment as if I was breaking the fourth wall. LMAO.
Like, what do they think
Jim
you're
from
in
The Office?
The Truman Show? Don't they think this is?
I don't think I'm going to bring it up just yet. I actually really like working here. I get along with my coworkers, and they pay me decently for what I do. For everyone asking, yes, I'm a woman. I don't think this is as much of a sexual harassment case as it is just a micromanaging thing. They haven't done or said anything to me to make me feel like they were hitting on me, just genuine politeness. My guess for the camera is that they're maybe testing my integrity and seeing how much time I spend on my phone, even out of view of other people.
Wish I could understand, but wow, I wish there was another way besides a camera on me. There's been a few other micromanagey things that have irked me a little, but I still like my bosses in spite of that. If something changes, like if I start getting the vibe that this is becoming creepy, I'll keep you guys updated. Oh, and also a few things I wanted to mention that a lot of people had ideas about. You guys had good ideas, by the way. Due to where it's at, it would be really hard to cover the camera with anything. I can't exactly reach it, so I'd have to find something like maybe a wide shelf that would block view from underneath it. The wire runs into my boss's office. You can't see the wire from mine, so I'd have to take a pic of it from inside his office. So I don't know if I'm able to evidence collect too easily. I'm also trying to be a bit vague with details because I got a little paranoid about the idea of my bosses somehow coming across this thread. Anyways, I appreciate you guys, and I'm sorry I don't have more thrilling update. I'll let you know if anything changes. This camera must be in a very obvious place, I feel like.
And high up.
It must be, if it's really out in the open and just there, then it's like, okay, they're not trying to hide it.
So weird to
It's
not
so
say
weird.
anything about it.
It's so weird.
It sounds like at this point she's just curious to know what happens.
She's so chill, man. She's like,
Time
oh,
to go
yeah.
see that camera.
They're watching my every move.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway, boop, 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 boop.
She kind of gave some details in the comments of what the camera looks like. It's like rectangular, sorta, longer vertically than it is horizontally. The lens doesn't poke outward. It's flush with the rest of the body, so from first glance, it could be mistaken as a speaker. I can't reach high enough to put something to cover it, and it's an abnormal place to decorate, so it'd be obvious I was trying to cover it.
It seems crazy to me to even try to cover it. Like,
Yeah.
like if she likes the job and the people are reasonable, I think it's okay to just ask. Like, what is that camera
She could
doing
even
there?
play dumb if she's like not sure it's a camera. If it's like, oh, it looks like a speaker, just be like, I was just so curious, what is that?
Yeah.
And then be like, oh, I don't.
It is. It is strange though, because I feel like the moment, I don't know if it's because I'm a guy or is different because of any other reasons, but I'd immediately be like, is that a camera in my office? I feel like I would just ask right away.
I would feel so, I wouldn't feel, I'd be so out of my element if I knew that there was a camera on me.
Yeah.
We don't know her work experience. This could be new for her, and she
like
could be
fresh
like,
out of
oh, this is normal for
college.
corporate
Yeah.
Or she
America.
thinks she might lose her job if she asks too.
Yeah, that's true. Can
Threatening
be
for her livelihood. So.
Yeah.
intimidating. So I don't know, but hopefully she eventually asks.
I hope so.
I hope
for my benefit.
I know.
I want to know.
You want the update?
I want to.
Story I have read, and it is the funniest Reddit story I've read in a long time. It made me laugh so hard.
Okay.
All right. This comes from the Grateful Dead subreddit. For Grateful Dead fans.
It's the guy.
So my character on Goldberg's was a Grateful Dead fan.
You know what the Grateful Dead is?
Grateful Dead's a band. They're a band from like the 70s, and they have a cult following. They're a band. They're a great band. Jerry Garcia was the lead singer, and you know Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia?
Cherry Garcia is.
That's Jerry Garcia.
Jerry Garcia.
That's Grateful Dead.
Oh my God, I was always like, who's Garcia?
It's a super influential band, but the fan base for it is like hardcore. They follow. They are like
Deadheads.
It's a whole lifestyle.
Wow.
It's a whole bunch of things.
Wow.
I actually went to a Grateful Dead concert a couple years ago, and I luckily didn't get recognized by too many. But I got recognized by one guy, but I'd played a Deadhead on TV for years, but I didn't actually know a ton about the Grateful Dead. So if someone came up and really grilled me, I'd have been like, yeah, like, you know I'm an
Cherry Garcia.
You know I'm an actor, right? But I have listened to Grateful Dead. Like I made sure I wasn't like, I was trying to do my part.
You did your research.
But it's like a bunch of old hippies smoking a ton of weed, super chill
Tie-dye
vibes.
shirts.
These songs, they have songs that just go for like ever, and they're just riffing. And it's
I
just kind
love
of whatever.
that.
It's very much a vibey type of thing. Advice: I'm meeting up with a Deadhead woman I met online, and I told her I was Jeff Chimenti's piano teacher. I don't know anything about the piano, unfortunately. Turns out her dad is in a Dead cover band, and he booked a show at his church in her hometown. He wants me to play the show. So I believe Jeff Chimenti plays like their concerts nowadays and stuff. I'm not I'm not entirely sure.
And
but
what was the lie there that he was?
so he said he was his piano teacher. So this this professional keyboardist, he said that he was their piano teacher. Now he's talking to a woman online. Why? So they've never met in person, but they've clearly been talking a long time.
So it's okay.
And he's like, yeah, I'm their piano teacher. Hell yeah. Just lying. And so now he's in a very Curb Your Enthusiasm place.
Yeah, absolutely. This
All
is
right.
definitely a mistake.
The show is next weekend. This woman just told me he paid $4,000 to rent the church, and they're going to name the Vacation Bible School after him this summer because of the money. His wife is f***ing pissed because the 4K was supposed to be for their 40th anniversary trip to Alaska. He's actually been staying at the woman I'm talking to online's house because the wife can't believe he did it. This woman I'm talking to is a graphic designer, and he paid her to design a poster that features my name prominently. It looks like an old-time movie poster. She shared it on Facebook and tagged me, and a bunch of people that know me were commenting, "What the f***? This dad just bought a B3 organ off a buddy for me to play. He's invited all his friends. He's invited his ex-wife. She also told me that his buddy is the drive time DJ on the small local radio station and keeps doing show announcements for this concert. Again, prominently featuring my name. He owns a diner in town and has renamed all the lunch specials in the show's honor. And one of the sandwiches, once again, prominently features my name. This is like the crowning event of this man's life. How do I get out of this nightmare? So this man has a week to learn piano.
No, just to learn the basics.
No, he can't show up.
No, and
He has to come clean.
And mind you, like I said, Grateful Dead stuff is like it's long.
Ride or
It's like
die.
riffing. It's like you gotta be good.
It's like jazz, right?
Yeah, it's. I would
its
say
own way.
I'm not a music person, as people know. I would say
It's like
kind
jazz.
of like you gotta be good at
You
music
look
and
at
know
the
how to
person
go
and you're
along.
like, you got it? And it's like an hour later, like, ba-ba-ba-da-da-ba, you know?
Yeah.
I would.
You know
I know.
jazz.
I know jazz.
There might be comments that are like, you're comparing Grateful Dead to jazz, and that's funny. But
No,
I think just in the terms of like, you gotta improvise.
I'm comparing it to how long it can go. Also, Fish concerts. How
Yes.
long they go on forever.
I would say it's comparable to Fish, but I'm not a music person, so don't get mad at me.
No, I love.
But
Yeah, all right.
but I would say he can't get away with the basics on this one.
This is so funny. This feels like a National Lampoon movie. Like it feels like a movie where I'm cringing.
It just feels like Seinfeld. Like this is a George move.
I was gonna say it's quite literally building as an improv scene would, where
Yeah.
it's just like the flyer's got the name on it. Oh, and every diner in town is serving this big sandwich.
It just feels like I picture Jerry and George at the diner, and Jerry's just like, so you told her that you can play the piano? He's like, I told her I could play the piano. Like it's just like, now I gotta learn. Now I don't know what to do. Like that.
I'd watch that show.
Like that. You weren't born after that show was done.
Oh my God! Everything hurts.
Right here on this couch.
Everything hurts inside.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, top comment. I'm racking my brain trying to figure out which song / Seinfeld episode this is from.
Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah.
This
Holy
is
shit.
also this family just immediately believed him.
Well,
They didn't know
right?
Why?
They didn't fact check.
Well, how do
Google
you
his
fact
name.
check? She's been talking to. He must have gone in depth because they've been talking online for I assume a while, and he's telling her.
Why did he lie?
I'm this guy's piano teacher. I'm a piano player. Like he probably went all in because he was thinking like this will really impress her. When we meet up, I'll get laid. That's probably what he's thinking, and now. This is the outcome.
Also, this is what
pun
messes me up with cringy things. I'm now thinking about the wife who can't go to Alaska. That's what I'm really thinking
Yeah, there's an
about.
asshole inside.
There's
of that, too.
there's a bunch of shit going on here.
I'm thinking about this.
I just love that this guy brought that up because he's like, there's so many stakes now. Like he's just like, oh God, like
Probably a steak.
what I
after
think,
him.
what I do think
the
is
diner.
crazy. What I do think is crazy is that this guy just booked this venue and put him in it without being like, do you want to play in it?
Right.
Like
Where's
you
the
gotta
booking
ask
letter?
someone if they want to perform in a show before telling them they're
And the
performing
daughter's
in a
like,
show.
isn't it great, Dad?
He needs to like put down Reddit, he needs to put his hand on a table and get a hammer. He needs to do something.
He needs to go on TaskRabbit and say, someone needs to help me get in a horrible accident.
I need someone to attempt to assassinate
That is
me
not what I
and
would
fail.
think he needs to do. He needs to come clean, people.
Oh,
He can't come clean. It's too late.
What are you
he
guys
can't do it. He can't do it. No, he's too far gone.
No, you're
No.
right. He could get up there and just start performing some stand-up.
The funniest thing he could do at this stage is to just keep going. Like just go there, get up there and be like,
What?
Hey, I made it this far.
In what world would you think that
And
that's
just
okay?
riff.
Look, and maybe the clout will carry him.
He goes, 1, 2, 3. He plays chopsticks.
Listen, clearly they care way more about just this clout that he was the piano teacher. So I bet he goes up there and he performs like shit and they love it. They're like, oh my God, this is inspired.
yeah.
No, guys.
He just needs to
I'm
be like,
loving
you guys aren't on my level.
Oh my God.
Okay, other comments. Only one thing to do. Show up and fake it. Just hammer on the white keys. Get real weird and naked during the performance. And then when the show is over, jump up on the piano bench and bellow out, Lordy Jesus, we went the way the out on that jam. Then as you swagger out of the church, high five anyone that looks engaged. If you get a second date, then you know she's a keeper. Someone said, OP, does your car have an airbag and are you attached to it? Because you're gonna need to hold the inside of the steering wheel and let that airbag break all 10 of your fingers. When you do this, you need to listen to Going Down the Road Feeling Bad. Someone else said, you're going to need to get some plaster casting material and just tell them you broke both arms. Also, how old are you? I would hope one of them noticed Jeff Chimenti learned piano in 1975. Or maybe you're 80 years old. I want this to be real. My thought is that this is an older dude. I've been picturing him as at least like 60 or 70.
I am
update.
loving everybody jumping on the bandwagon of we are going to tell you exactly how to execute this lie.
Yeah.
Feels like a Bill Murray movie. Like, honestly, just like him and the cast, just like, oh man, I wish.
No, I hate.
No.
I'm kidding.
Okay, what movie was he in?
R.I.P.
What movie was he in?
R.I.P.
He's alive.
Goodwill Hunting.
I'm
kidding. I wanted to see all of you jump out of your seats, which I got.
What other movies he in?
All of you just went like that.
What other movies he in?
So what's the update?
She doesn't know him. She doesn't know who he is. She doesn't know who Bill Murray is.
Listen, you want me to...
You're losing your mind.
I'm gonna rip these tights off my legs.
What would you do in this situation?
What situation?
Well, yeah, okay, to be honest, I would never get in this situation.
I would never get in this situation. But me, Amanda, I can't stand the cringe. I would go, I have an awful confession to make. And then block her from everything.
I hate lying and I cannot do it, but I think it's so funny when people lie about shit where you're just definitely not going to get away with it. Like, you're not gonna get away. My theory, I have a theory on this story after I read it. I think she knows for sure he's lying. And I think this is all like a trick on him. To get him to come
Then
clean.
she's a keeper.
She's gonna break up with him after that.
Honestly, if she's gonna go that far, I love that.
No,
I
that's
think
an amazing, elaborate
she's
scheme.
known for a while. I think she's just like, I think as soon as he said that, she was like, really? That's awesome. And I think she's just been having fun with this ever since.
Queen. Yeah, that's absolutely.
You're
That's
so right.
my
I didn't
theory on
even
this.
think that.
She's got to be doing that because again, it's like we said, it's
Because
comedic
also-
the way that this is escalating.
Also, I don't think he's a deadhead as much as he's saying she is. So as a Grateful Dead fan, she probably knows a lot of this information. She's probably trying to look it up. If she looked up Jeff Chimenti, it's gonna you're gonna get that result on Wikipedia.
Right, and she just was like, wait, even if you were his piano teacher, I don't want to date you because you're 80.
No.
I wish there was an update.
I know. It's only from a couple days ago, so it's recent.
That?
Let's Google.
That.
Deadhead piano teacher, player, minor.
Spencer sent it to me. We were talking about it this weekend, and he's just like, better start playing the piano. Like, we were just like laughing at it.
That is so funny.
It's great.
We need to find all of these men.
I know.
And bring them on.
And Bill Murray, we need to find him.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
make sure we know.
But you know, all right, we
IMDb.
won't find him.